spirit of Thanksgiving being today, rather than just saying, oh, I'm thankful for family. Oh, I'm thankful for food. Oh, I'm thankful for my good grade. The idea that we had was just to give a little bit of ourselves, where God really like pulled through for us. Because of course, like those are great things to be thankful of, but like when you go deeper into what goes on in your life and how you break through it, it's really a whole different story. Like for me, a couple of years ago, my family dealt with the issue of poverty, and we lost about everything. We lost our car, we lost our home, we couldn't pay for much of our bills. At times we had to ration our food. Even at one point, we didn't have any running water in our home, and everything just seemed going downhill. And we refused to lose hope. We refused to lose our faith in God, and that paid off. Somebody came into our lives, really close family friend, and she let us live with her. We could not have been more grateful. God used her to provide everything that we needed, and everything that we lost was coming back to us. You know, we got a car, we were able to buy our own food, able to buy our own clothes, and then a while afterwards, we were even able to buy our own apartment, which was the biggest step for us, because after losing absolutely everything, having no resources whatsoever, having no home to call ours because we couldn't pay for it, God still pulled through for our family. And that is what I'm truly thankful for, that I know that regardless of what's going on in my life, regardless of the situation, no matter what the circumstances may seem, there's always a greater hope and there's always a greater faith if you just trust God and understand that it's His timing and not your own. So it's hard to understand why things happen, why bad things happen. It's completely understandable. But just remember, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy, not God. So it's important to keep in mind to be thankful for every little thing that you have. What you take for granted, people like me at that time would have absolutely cried for. So, yeah.
So most of my life I've been a pretty carefree and like happy guy. And so I've just, end of last year, I got in trouble a lot with my parents and like I wasn't doing so well. And so I always had like this like weight upon my shoulders, like, and I don't know where it came from. Like it came out of nowhere. And I just like felt like didn't care about anything. I didn't care about my parents. I didn't care about God. I didn't care about almost anything. And I felt bad about. I felt bad because like I've always been like this happy person, so I wanted to keep that reputation up. So I like didn't share any of these things with anybody, and I just kept it to myself, which was like such a terrible thing to do. I like went through stuff with my parents throughout the beginning of this year. From I ran away, I got in like a lot of arguments with my parents, and we disagreed a lot. But then I forget, someone came to our church. I think it was after I ran away when God started to soften my heart, and I was able to start like not keeping everything to myself and letting it eat me up inside, to let it share with people, and not to be so to myself with all my issues, and not just try to keep up a facade and try to be real. So that's just something that I'm thankful for, because if like God didn't do that for me, then I'll probably be really messed up right now. So that's really something that I'm thankful for.
So it's Thanksgiving, and there are many things that I am thankful for naturally, because God has put blessings in my life that I am more than thankful for. Throughout my life, I have not had many hardships, which I'm also thankful for. There is one thing that it's not a huge problem, but it is something that I did have to deal with. It's just keeping a positive mind. And I used to think negatively, where like a problem would come up and I would just think of like the worst case scenario. And in the beginning of 2017, I was still dealing with that, and my grandfather was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So the first thing I did was just think about the negatives, thinking about a world without him, thinking about having like one less grandparent in the world. And I kind of prayed about it, and I just wanted the Lord to just ease my heart and my mind. And I began to get closer to God. I started reading my Bible more. I was reading my Bible, but not as frequently as I should be. I read and I prayed, and throughout the summer he was told that it was treatable, and our family, we continue to pray for him. So he had the surgery this past summer, and a few weeks ago he was actually named cancer-free. So I'm very thankful that I get to have and spend another Thanksgiving with my grandfather. It wasn't something that I necessarily dealt with, but I was able to learn something from his trial, that even though you may be going through like the worst thing, you feel like you can't take it, and just continue to stay positive and pray about it. Don't feel that all is lost, because it's really not. And that's what my grandfather did. He stayed positive. I was thinking about the negative, and that did not help at all. So staying positive is definitely something that I'm thankful for, having the mindset. One of the things that I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving. So, yeah.
I have many things that I'm thankful for. When I was adopted, so I'm glad to have a family that loves me, and I went through a lot of difficulties with growing up and growing close to God, because when I was little I was really close to God, but I pushed him away when family issues came along where I didn't have a dad, and my mom and my dad separated, and that's when I got really upset, because without having a dad to like go to dance with, and having one of my mom or a dad there to support me through games, and just without them, it was hurting inside of me a lot. So I've done a lot of really bad things, like I've started hanging out with wrong people, did really bad things, which I thought would get my mom to get closer to me, but it didn't. And she started working, so with her gone a lot and doing a lot of things, it just hurt me inside. And I tried getting close to God, but my grandma would always say, if you pray, and he would answer your prayers and stuff. But for a long time, I would always want him, but he would never answer. Like, I didn't know how to respond or anything. It just got really tough for me. So when I went to Arizona, I didn't really want to go because I wanted to stay, and I was still addicted to all the things I've done that was really bad, and I didn't really know. So when I went to Arizona, my aunt just got really close to me. She just told me to give me your phone, and it's time for you to just have peace and just get closer to God. So when I was up there, we went to a lot of concerts, and I met new friends. I stopped doing the things that I was really into. And the one thing that was really tough for me was with my relationship with my mom. Me and her were really different at the time. I wouldn't, for months I was there, I wouldn't want to talk to her. I would pretend I was in the shower. My aunt told me I had a choice if you wanted to stay up there, because I had a lot of opportunities that was given to me. Like, I was doing great, but God answered my prayers, and he told me I should go down and fix things with my parents and make everything right again. So I'm following him, and I'm just glad that everything's back to normal. My trust with my mom is officially good. With my dad, me and him are trying to work things out. It's been hard, but you just gotta believe God, and he says to forgive, and I will forgive. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So.
Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you guys had a great time. Hope you had some fun and learned something new and important that can help you throughout this time in this year. We hope to see you next time. Have a great day.
Happy Thanksgiving!